Have you struggled with the amount of clutter in your kitchen cabinets? Well, you're in luck because today we're going to talk about the top three types of kitchen cabinet clutter and what to do about it here on Get Organized with Jodi. Hi, I'm Jodi Granock, a certified professional organizer with over 15 years in the field. And working with clients over the last 15 plus years, I have certainly seen my fair share of kitchens and kitchen clutter. And a lot of it comes from the cabinets. So today we're going to talk about what the top three types of clutter are in kitchen cabinets. I bet you can guess one of them. And we're going to talk about ways to solve for those problems. So this is the first and second of the three types of clutter, and that is coffee cups and water bottles. They can take up a lot of space in a cabinet. You might even call it prime real estate that they're taking up, right? Prime real estate meaning, this is the ideal place to keep something. But of course, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And if you have too many water bottles or coffee cups in your kitchen cabinets, you're preventing yourself from keeping other things in the cabinets like dishes or pantry items. So how do we deal with this issue? Well, the answer for coffee cups and water bottles is about the same. So we're just going to look at coffee cups, but you can apply this to water bottles too. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to count how many cups or water bottles you're using every day. So in a typical day, how many of these are you using? So for the coffee cups, you might say, well, my partner and I, we are each having a cup of coffee in the morning, and we're each having a separate cup of tea in the evening. So for the two of you, you might be using 4 per day. So come up with your magic number. How many cups or bottles are you using per day in the whole household? So count everybody. And you multiply that number by the number of days it takes before you run the dishwasher or wash all the dishes in the sink if you don't have a dishwasher. So you might say, well, I'm using 4 mugs every day and I run the dishwasher every 3 days. So your magic number is now 12. Now you have a baseline of how many cups that you need to keep. So if you came up with the answer of 12, I always say go ahead and pad. You could pad by 50%, company coming over. You could double it if you want to. Even if you doubled your magic number of 12 and got 24, I would venture to say there are way more than 24 mugs in this picture. So by narrowing down how many you want to keep, you're going to create more space in your cabinet. How are you going to decide which cups to keep? Well, now that you've taken them all out, you can really look at them, look for stains, look for chips, look for novelty ones that maybe you've outgrown, look for ones that advertise things you're not interested in or colors you're not interested in, shapes that are hard to fit in the cabinet. You've got your own way of deciding this, right? Chances are you're going to have some favorites and you're going to have some that you feel kind of lukewarm about. And so if they're not in your magic number after you've chosen your favorites, it might be very easy to let go of some of the excess. So the third type of clutter in kitchen cabinets and drawers, really, are food storage containers. They could really run wild in a household because I think they go unchecked for a very long time. And that is part of the problem, is that you've got to have a system where once in a while you review all of these food storage containers and make sure that they're still working for you. So what are we going to do with this problem? The first thing you need to do is go through all the storage areas where you might have food storage containers. You may have them in multiple cabinets. You may have them in some drawers. You may have them still in the dishwasher or the sink. Check your work bag, check your kids' school bags. Make sure that you have them all before you start this process. So gather all of the food storage containers up in one area to go through them, and start right away by pitching anything that looks cracked or stained. You know, the ones that have the orange stain you just can't get out from the pasta sauces and the tomato soups, or ones that have the weird bubbling, which is never sounds like a safe idea. So start with those. Go ahead and get rid of those. And I should say, you want to make sure you've matched everything up with its lid first, because that's part of the problem too, is that if you're getting rid of a container, you want to make sure you get rid of the matching lid. You may find that you have tons and tons of lids that no longer go with containers because you may have gotten rid of the container a long time ago. So go ahead and match everything up. And as you're matching things up, make sure the lid fits snugly, because you may find the matching lid, but find that the container or the lid has warped a bit and it no longer works. That's another reason to get rid of a container. So you can either get rid of the containers that don't have a good working lid, or if they're clean and you still like them, you can repurpose them. For example, you can put them in linen closets, medicine cabinets, bathrooms. You could repurpose an open food storage container to become something else. Perhaps you're organizing first aid supplies, toiletries, medications, bottles of nail polish, whatever it is. These can become reliable grab-and-go storage containers. So once you've gone through all your containers and gotten yourself back to the ones that you really like and that are useful, going forward in the future, you might want to consider different products for your food storage containers that take up a lot less space. So this is one example. This is Rubbermaid Premier. And the idea behind it is that there are different depths to the containers, but they look like they're the same size. So you can stack them. And the lids also can stack and nest and lock under the containers. So as you can see, they take up a minimal amount of space within a cabinet. There are lots of food storage products that do a similar thing. So if you can't find Rubbermaid Premier, you still have the idea of what I'm talking about. Containers that nest inside each other, lids that stack and nest underneath the containers. Now, there's another kind of food storage container that Rubbermaid makes that has been out for a few years now, called Rubbermaid Brilliance. And like most Rubbermaid, it comes in plastic and glass versions, and they are both BPA free. Now, they do take up a little bit more room because although the containers can still nest inside each other, the lids are a little bit bulkier. And the reason is because these are ones that have that vacuum seal kind of latch. So if you're willing to take up a little more space in a cabinet, this may be something that you might be interested in. But no matter what, going through and culling your cups, your bottles, and your food storage containers at least once a year is going to help you maintain some good organization and get rid of the clutter in your kitchen cabinets. I encourage you to visit organizingmagic.com for more organizing resources, including our free e-newsletter and information on our monthly Zoom webinars. And don't forget that new videos drop every Friday. So be in the know. Make sure you click like and subscribe before you go so you never miss a single video. I'll see you next time.